G'day folks, welcome back to Valheim. Hope you guys are doing well. Now, at the very beginning of this episode, you may notice a bit of a difference already. So, a big apology on my part here. I actually spent about an hour and 10 minutes or so recording another episode, or so I thought. And it turns out that I was recording only my audio, but not video. So I had progressed the game for an hour and 10 minutes past what you have seen. But you know what? That's kind of a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I feel like there wasn't too much going on in the previous episode, aside from us sort of continuing building the wall and mining for stone. So it could have been a bit of a dry episode, but I will show you what we've managed to achieve so far. I have reached a point where, you know, we're comfortable with the height of the wall, and I'm just adding these embellishments on the very top. We've also put in a iron gate so that we can sort of get through pretty easily in the front. And yeah, I didn't really design the wall to be extremely tall because I still wanted the ability to be able to just simply jump through and well, jump over the wall when I need to, because yeah, in emergencies obviously we just want to just simply jump through. Considering the enemy types here, you know, there is likely you know, some situations where we might find that the wall does crumble pretty quickly, considering it is just made from stone. So we'll need to be aware of that. But yeah, anyway, I am really disappointed that I didn't manage to record the previous episode, to be honest, guys. But anyway, here we are, and you can see the amount of improvements that we've already done. Not too far off from where we left off last time. I am going to want to continue adding to the wall, but I don't actually have the stone required for that. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is immediately go off and do some more stone mining. And yeah, another thing that happened in the previous episode was I did actually move our stone mine to a different location because we ran out of stone in the original place. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Well, sorry, we have done that, and we're just going to have to continue mining the stone from this new spot. So let's go out there and let's do what we need to do. Yeah, dare I say, I mean, you'll probably still have a taste of what happened in the previous episode in this episode as well, because stone mining is kind of a dry activity, isn't it? Like, it's not the most glamorous thing, but it has to be done. Definitely has to be done. Hopefully we won't have to take too long mining for stone in this episode, and we can sort of move on to building the actual castle. And well, I did mention this when I was attempting to record the previous episode, but I am thinking of just using Growston for the castle, to be honest. I just really want to dry myself off here a little bit, because that stamina regen being so slow is quite painful. And you know what? Now that I think about it, it's probably a good idea for us to go grab the rested buff. I keep forgetting this at the beginning of episodes constantly. So yeah, let's do what we need to do here back at home first. And then we can set off again. I might just hang around in the kitchen and get some rested buff from there, because I think we can probably do a few things back here In the previous episode, I ended up cooking quite a few more pies, but I'm going to try and give pie eating a bit of a rest, because I have ran out of, like, the aspen meat in particular, which is not great. So I'm hoping maybe we can get away with eating some other stuff, like roast chook or something. Yeah, so... speaking of roast chooks though, we don't really have a lot of roast chooks either, so might not be a bad idea to try and make some. I don't have a lot of mushrooms, or a lot of Jotun puffs, that is, so might need to go out to the Mistlands to grab some soonish. Maybe grab a piece of wood for the oven. Yeah, so we've got plenty of food. Well, hopefully it's plenty enough. We are sort of downgrading what we're eating here, but it should be okay, I think. Yeah, just gonna wait for the batch of roast chicken to be ready, and then we should set off on our mining journey. And yeah, I'm not gonna mine for too long, though. I reckon as long as we get ourselves, like, I don't know, maybe one batch of stone, one big stack of stone. I think we should be alright with just that much. Okay, off we go. Alright, and the nice thing about this place is there's another boulder just over there, so, and another one just over there as well. So we've got plenty of stone to try and mine when we need it. I'm hoping that it won't get to that though, since we're switching out to Grouston this time around. It's just the outer wall that we're trying to work on with normal stone. Okay, we're getting very close to where the portal and workbench is set up, so I might actually move all of this stuff to maybe this position instead. Alright. Alright, how are we going here? Almost there. A little bit more to go. I reckon the sun might actually go down before we can go back to the Ashlands to do any work, so... I would also say just an interesting highlight of the previous episode that I attempted to record. We did get attacked, actually, by Brenna and her gang out in the Ashlands. So that was kind of interesting. But I think we've seen attacks happen in the Ashlands before, so... you know, it wasn't too bad. Oh, speaking of attacks... here we go. Get the chills. These guys can be a bit of a pain in the ass, so... are the Mozzies gonna fight them as well? Yeah, I think they were fighting the Mozzies. And these one-star Fenrings are probably more of a nuisance than Hafa herself. There we go. Man, what a nuisance these guys are. Alright. Well, it's night time already, and I've got a lot of stuff on me, but... perhaps maybe... maybe we have enough stone? Do we have enough stone? Maybe. I'm trying to make some excuses not to have to go back and continue mining, because... it is kind of a boring activity. Alright, so... time for bed. Maybe time for another meal as well. Alright, let's just go to the storage silo for a second, and let's just stash a whole bunch of stuff here. Yeah, all of that can go there. Red jute. Where are we keeping red jute? There we go. And that can be stashed. Wood? Yeah, I suppose we can just keep some wood here. We're likely going to need some wood eventually for the build. These bone fragments I got from our fight with Brenna, as I mentioned. So I will actually hang on to that, because those generators we have going out there in the Ashlands, we could actually power them with them. So might not be a bad idea to have some on hand. let's see how far we can get with the amount of stone that we have currently, and with any luck we won't have to go back and mine for some more. Okay, so let's get to it. I don't know if I really got the spacing right here. Guys, settle down, please. Thank you. That did a lot of damage. I'm not looking forward to when a Morgan decides to show up near our base, though. That could be pretty problematic, but we'll cross that bridge when we ever get there. Alright, good. Moving on. That looks like it's on the right position. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Almost there. Please tell me we have the stone to just complete this. Alright. So we might have a bit of an issue with trying to get the spacing right. I wonder if it might be a better idea for us to try and get the spacing right from this position instead. Or perhaps maybe we might have a bit of a clash on our hands when we sort of meet somewhere. But perhaps maybe one of these weird sort of gaps is where we sort of try and tie things together. Like here, for instance. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Just doing a quick inspection of our wall, making sure that I'm very happy with it. Again, I think I may have mentioned this, but having a dock built here might not be such a bad idea. Though, I guess this is... like, the dry land does extend quite far out, doesn't it? So... maybe I'm being too ambitious for my own good. But it'd be cool to be able to set up like a dock with the Drakkar sort of sitting out there. Anyway. Wall is complete. Finally. Despite me not showing the majority of how it was built. But we got there. So, the first thing that I want to do is actually add a couple of wisp lights up the top of the front entrance here, because I think that'll look kind of cool. So, we just need some Yggdrasil wood and some wisps, so I think we should have both. Brilliant. And one other thing that we should do, and actually I might do this first, but might actually move the portal and to have that set up in the middle of the base. That way we won't have to muck about every time trying to get ourselves back home, and we can just easily get through the portal from here. So I'm just thinking about whether or not this is a good idea though, because we are going to start building the castle. We might have to move it every now and then, but anyway, let's just set things up, make sure we can get through pretty easily. And yeah, what's going on? Nothing good. I do need to bring over some Growlstone. I know we've got a bit of Growlstone at home, so we'll see how much we can carry. But I'm keen on trying to get the wisp lights set up, so... how much do we need for it? One each. Alright. Easy done. If I can find the bloody wisps. I only have a couple of them. I might need to pick up some wisps when we get the next chance. And... oh, okay. We are completely out of Growlstone. It's a bit of a worry. Well, at some point we're going to have to try and look for some more Growlstone in that case. I mean... it was bound to happen at some point. One other thing that I want to periodically do while we're out here in the Ashlands is to make sure that we're looking for vine berries, because we are actually quite low on vine berries at home. I'm just going to quickly fix that so that we can enter a little bit easier. It seems like when I walk, I can't really go through properly. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, cool. So let's just have a quick squiz to see if there aren't any more vine berries. I did pick some vine berries in the previous episode. Maybe some hidden away back here. No, it doesn't look like it. I might have to wait quite a bit more for vine berries. Yeah, the vine berries are actually depleting quite rapidly, considering we've been eating pies all the time. Okay, so Grouston. Well, we've got all of this to try and recover as well. And we can obviously mine this when we need it. Probably not going to be enough though. Where are we getting attacked from? I'm not sure. Maybe out this way. Huh. Yeah, a bit unclear there, but... Okay, let's bring all of this home. And I think it's time for us to get started on this castle. Let's grab as much as this stuff as we possibly can, and we'll just throw a few things down here and there. Make sure to come back out this way to grab all of our materials. This, and I suppose I should move the forge as well. And I was sort of thinking, and I was thinking aloud when I was trying to record the previous episode, but I was thinking of having flame metal gates for this particular build, which means that it might not be a bad idea for us to start thinking about that now. So... maybe... I want to start throwing some of this stuff down here. So we can go fetch some flame metal. So one side is 16 flame metal, so we need 32 in total. And I might want to bring a little bit of wood with me as well, because I feel like I'm going to need to play around with the snapping and try to force things to snap in the right spot. So, do we even have the amount of flame metal that we want? That's a very good question. We might not. I've only got 20 right here. And I know I have a little bit already ready here. That's 30, so we just need a couple more. Let me actually throw more flame metal into the blast furnace, and we should have enough to smelt all of that in terms of fuel. Probably going to need to cut down another forest or two for even more coal. But yeah, as I keep saying, it might be a good idea to, you know, have some flame metal ready for when the big update drops. Let's eat a little bit more. And yeah, I do want some wood. Okay, that's maybe a bit too much. Maybe I'm gonna have to come back for the wood, to be honest. So, let's just stash everything. Let me repair the hammer. We drop the flame metal off, and then we come back for wood. We probably are going to need to have a sleep. Yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna try and do something like that, and then we sort of force that in to that position, I think. Is that right? Someone did mention having a, like a door piece being pretty useful for getting, tricky snapping points, so I sort of want to have enough wood to try and get, like, a wooden door, or... Was it wooden door or a wooden gate? I'm not sure, but... we should look into it, because I do want things to be symmetrical, obviously. Sun is going down. I'm sort of going to wait a tiny bit so that we can try and collect some wisps, because we don't really have any. Anyway, while we're waiting, we can actually hopefully grab some more flame metal. Maybe I can put the next batch in as well. Oh, maybe not. We'll wait for this batch to finish smelting. Let me grab some wood. Yeah, we're looking alright. And is the sun down? I think so. I'm just waiting for wisps to just show up. And I think we have one more set up over that side. I mean, we don't need heaps. So I think I'm content with just grabbing those 3. Time for bed, and we'll think about grabbing some extra food as well before we leave. Alright, not the best of days. It is a bit stormy out there, apparently. Anyway, food time. What else can I eat? Just Hair Supreme. Maybe we go with a lox pie instead of the mashed meat, because, yeah, Aspen meats are quite low right now. Scorching medley and another roast chook. So that should fuel us for a little bit, hopefully. Righto. So that's sort of the position that I wanted it to be in, which means that, yeah, we have a bit of an issue with snapping. I'm just gonna see what I can do with the wood that we have. So Ah, yes, there we go. That's exactly what we need, right? So let's grab our flame metal. Are you kidding me? Let me get to my flame metal. That's the batch of 30 that I have as well, which is obviously very, very valuable. Okay, so there. And presumably I should just be able to match that on the other side. Perfect. Alright, so let's do a lox pie. Now I can maybe just get rid of this. And yeah, we just need to sort of figure out how to build around the door. So, and that's where all of the Grouston comes into play. Maybe? Something like that. Not quite. I hear a lot of stuff happening somewhere, but I'm just not entirely sure what's going on. Right. So... just trying to figure out whether or not I can try and get this snapping in the correct spot. So what I want is this to sort of yeah, because that's not quite right. Wonder if we might need to dig a little bit just to help us with this. So... just a little bit concerned about that puddle of water there, because we don't want to boil to death, obviously. Maybe this is what we need to do. So... yep. And from there, we can then place this and snap it in the right spot. There we go. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're looking for. Let's make sure this boiling hot water is not going to be a problem. So we just cover all of that once more. And yeah, this seems correct to me. Just need to get the door back in. Probably need some stairs. Maybe Grouston stairs might do the trick, considering we're building the rest of this from Grouston. So yeah, something like that. Okay, do we deal with the other side first? Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to, like, invest that time just yet, considering I don't exactly have a plan on how things are going to look. And it's better to maybe get all of the experimentation done on one side. And once we're happy, we should be able to then move on to basically replicating everything on the other side. So that's sort of what I'm thinking. Maybe. But I do want to add stuff like this, which I think would be pretty cool. So occasionally we'll have those arrow slits. But maybe the arrow slits don't even make sense on the lower levels. Maybe they make sense more on the upper levels. Maybe we can do like an arrow slit, like a single one near the entrance. And then we do something like that. Maybe. Oh, I completely forgot about this, but we do have the Growston pillars, don't we? So might not be a bad idea to start thinking about how we're going to incorporate these pillars in as well. I almost feel like the Growston pillars are suited for any of the curvature that we might have. Maybe. Also, I'm sort of thinking what I want to try and achieve, if possible. Is some kind of a, you know, inner and... well, I was gonna say outer tower, but no. I do want, like, an inner section to be tower of some sort. So I think maybe in terms of size of the front section, actually, take that back. We do have a door, right? So maybe the outer section needs to at least go up to where the height of the door is, and that way it would obviously make sense. Unless we try to force the door down a little bit, but I don't know. That'll probably look a little weird with the door handles or the gate handles being where they are. So things have to go up at least that high. And then guess we're gonna have to get these pieces in. Would make sense. My goodness. Yeah, well, no one said that it was gonna be easy dealing with all the ads in this place while we're building. Anyway, let's take that side down first, because I don't know how I feel about that clipping up there. So maybe we'll have to sort of sort that out a little bit later, but let me do what I can with what we know we want, at least what I think I know that I want for now, and hopefully we can build something semi-decent. Okay, I think we're making some headway here. Maybe we do need to be able to climb up a little bit in certain areas, so let's get some scaffolding in. Yeah, we've got a strange sort of height difference thing going on here between that pillar and this one. Might need to try and address that. Getting a little dark, isn't it? Let me head back and I reckon we're gonna have a bit of a rest. Is there anything we can do before we head back out? Maybe might not be a bad idea to start looking after some Asvin and maybe even some chooks as well. Just want the chooks to lay a few more eggs before we start culling a few more of them. And the Asvins, I believe we have at least 4 eggs already. So we could probably move those. No, we only have 3 eggs, apparently. I mean, 3 eggs is fine. Is that our last Asvin? I think so. Hopefully that's close enough. Chuck a couple of pieces of wood in there and we should be good. Alright, do I want to address the pillar issue first? I don't know, it might be a good idea to try and do that. So, somehow we've managed to get this pillar sort of coming in halfway through the soil at the very bottom. So we sort of want to be able to do something similar. Yeah, so that is kind of the height that I'm looking for. There we go. Yep. So that looks good. Get rid of this. And let's get the next layer in. Oh, and don't have enough grouston, apparently. This is our last Grouston pile out here, so I feel like next episode we're going to have to go out and try and find some more Grouston. I'm likely just going to go back to where the base was set up initially, try to mine out the Grouston deposit there, so hopefully it won't take us too long to do that. But I still think that that's probably not going to be enough for the entire build, obviously, so we're still going to need to try and fetch Grouston from somewhere else eventually. Do we have a... yeah, okay. We've got the same height issue over this side, which I... oh! Wow. Okay. There we go. Is it fixed? I think so. Please tell me that that matches. Yes, I think so. Brilliant. Let's maybe just have a meal here very quickly, and I reckon I'm going to be calling this an episode here. Not a bad development. Again, I do apologize for not including the footage of the previous, I guess, 1 hour, 1 hour and a little bit. But, yeah, sometimes I do make mistakes like that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode at the very least. We are getting somewhere with the build, and we only have a few more episodes to go, so hopefully we can sort of do some of this work efficiently. I mean, if it's half built, it's half built, and we just sort of have to come back to things in the Deep North playthrough. Anyway guys, I am signing out here. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Drop me a like if you did. Just a reminder that I am looking for suggestions on cozy games to play next. I'll drop a link in the description section down below if you want to chuck your 2 cents into that post. Otherwise, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.